All right, hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a follow-up to Penguin Rescue, little 12 FPS titled Who They Are to You. And so I'm Kraken. I'm back with the venerable good start, Admiral Abbigull. There we go. And who's with me today?
I am Dawn. I am here with the perpetually exhausted and a rather grumpy Luke.
You know, an excellent
You know,
combination.
as you do.
Yes, you do. Oh dear. And as we open up, is Luke particularly looking for Abigail, or are they going to run into each other accidentally?
I honestly, he's kind of looking for her. Not like actively hunting, but if he sees her, he is going to head towards her, kind of looking.
All right. I don't think Luke quite spots Abigail, but hey, roll me a perception.
Okay, let's go. He's better than my last couple of times. Oh, hey,
Hey,
dang.
nat 20. Luke is on high alert.
He has an ass to kick. He will find it.
Nothing gets past this guy. Things went wrong. Not again.
Never again. Yeah, he spots her. He is
Mm-hmm.
booking.
Yeah, it's less that Luke spots her and more Luke hears her. There's a crash and a bang from somewhere in the back of the ship, and then Grolix that is, distinctively like a squawking bird. With that
Ah,
nat 20,
delightful.
yeah. Luke can follow those noises extremely well and arrive at, well, the door is open. It's kind of cluttered because it looks like there was again that crash and some stuff has ended up uh, fluttering about and getting everywhere. There's papers everywhere.
Lovely. Any chance he could like snag a couple of those?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll, I guess, like an investigation if you want to see what's on them or what
Okay.
they seem to be generally about.
Okay. 18, not terrible.
Yeah, not terrible. So, just with the handful that Luke snatches up, they seem to be a couple different things. It's not like there's one wholly unified theme here. One is a map. Couldn't tell of what necessarily are leading where, but that sure is a map. Uh, Another couple look like they've sort of been torn into or they're damaged, just sort of roughly handled, and they seem to be halfway sort of log entries. There's a lot of numbers and little digits.
Hmm.
It should also be noted that the wherever there's handwriting, it's atrocious. This is partially the 14. It's bad handwriting. It's big, but it's kind of messy.
Works. That doesn't mean he can read it, just means that he knows. He gets it.
Yeah. Continued noises of frustration from inside this room. Shuffling, papers rustling, boxes skidding and moving around.
All right. He's just gonna kind of edge in so that the chaos doesn't catch him, but he can see what's going on.
Well, uh, you have indeed found the Admiral, and she looks to be in the middle of what appears to be just a complete zone of chaos. Were this place not completely ransacked, it would be essentially, captain's office, the chart room, whatever you want to call it, base of operations, her office. And the place is a wreck. And it seems like perhaps she'd been trying to not add to the level of wreckedness, but knocked some stuff over and has just further made everything worse. And she hasn't spotted you yet. She is
Mm,
grumbling and trying to look around and just, I'm going to have her roll an investigation,
boy.
which is a flat 0. Also a 14.
Nice.
Uh, she is
I have
just,
no idea what she's looking for.
yeah. Uh, she doesn't seem to much know either. She's scratching at her head under her cap, just going, oh, what in the. Why on earth? And with that 14, I think she's like doing a 360, also catches that, hey, there's someone in the door. She's like, ah, hey. Snaps fingers a few times. You. Do you need something?
Hmm. Yes, actually, I would like to know what your intentions are with Jackie and why you had that um weapon that looked like them.
Ah, okay, okay. Questions time. And she kind of gives another look to the room, accepts that she won't be able to focus on whatever it is she's trying to do in here, and kind of wades her way through the papers towards the door. Okay, answering chronologically. Jackie is my kid. I want to look out for them. I want to find them and make sure they're safe. I assume you and the others, vague hand wave gesture around. Your what? Friends? Family? Something? Where's some at?
We're coworkers, but
Ah,
you
coworkers.
you're their family, and he's actually going to roll insight because last time he heard about anyone that could claim Jackie, it was not good stuff.
Mm-hmm. On the nat 20s.
Oh wait, no, it's not. I forgot the D.
Oh, yes, you did.
Still really good.
Still really good. This seagull seems frazzled and a bit all over the place and is looks like she's trying to think of and do a whole lot of things at once. But the words seem genuine. Luke's not reading like lying off of here or sort of double meanings.
And still doesn't necessarily fill him with good feeling because again, last he heard,
Last
bad
he
thing.
heard. And
So
yep.
he's kind of glaring.
Ah, geez. I was about to ask who spat in your food, but kind of remembers the entire night that's happened.
Yeah, multiple things going on that make him go, no, bad news at
Sus.
Abigail.
Yeah. Uh, what was your other question? Weapon you said?
Yes, it looked a lot like Jackie.
Well that's because it did. It's a cleric spell. It's called Spirit Guardians. It ain't Jackie literally. It's more. Hmm. They told any of you folks about their sort of heritage?
They've told me very, very, very concerning things about the people who used to care for them.
Hmm. Yeah, big angry dog. That's a whole thing. That's something that doesn't need worrying about no more. I'm not
doesn't
even
it?
sure Jackie knows what's up with what you're asking about, but the long and the short is that spell is called Spirit Guardians. Keyword here in this instance being spirit. That reason it looks like Jackie is because Jackie looks like water spirits. And that water spirit in particular is, where they came from. And Luke
None
can
of
roll
these
another
words are.
insight if he likes.
Yeah, that's. None of these words are particularly reassuring, just because, again,
Okay, there's the nat 20 for real.
dang.
This is not the full story. There's something Abigail's
Ooh,
not saying here.
ooh, ooh, dear. I don't think he knows exactly how to get her to be, hey, yes, I am one of the people who made this person utterly miserable. I admit it, even if it's not true. So he's just glaring very, very, very hard right now.
Abigail's actually sort of fidgeting under that glare because she's not quite used to this level of hostility thrown her way. It's like, yeah, no, sure, there are people who dislike her or are unhappy with various business goings on, but this is personal.
It's very, very, very
It's
personal.
very personal, and she has no idea who this nobody is.
This is going great, isn't it?
It's going great. And Abigail's like, all right, you asked some questions. Time, my turn. Hey. And just sort of head ticks to the side. You're kind of supposed to be good with paperwork. Could I ask for your assistance in figuring out what was taken from my office?
Would this help Jackie?
I don't know. I don't know why my office was looked through if Jackie was already here and they clearly knew that. It might. It probably would. It might not. I don't know. I'm looking for leads. I'm looking for anything.
All right, yeah, you said the magic words. He's glaring and then he nods. Yes, I'll help you, provided it helps Jackie, helps us find them.
Excellent. Whatever you've got going on that little head of yours, I think we can agree we are united in that. And it's going to lead the way back into the office. And yeah, boy, Luke, standing in here, this place is just a mess. You want to roll another investigation? Or perception?
I'm gonna stick with the investigation. That's a not good, but better than it would have been.
Hey. Yeah, the 13
Ooh.
isn't so great from Luke. Luke doesn't know what he's looking at or for, or hasn't seen this place before the fucking, as it were.
This place has always been chaos as far as he's concerned.
He doesn't know what's necessarily different. Abigail's had, she knows what this place looks like normally. I mean, it's always a little messy, but not this. And B, she's already had a preliminary look around. So she hops up on her desk and just like, yeah, shelf's mighty empty, and that's where I keep like the employment records, such as they are, which is strange. Luke, something you would notice looking around is this place is built for a smaller person, like the stature of Abigail, who's about like 3 feet. I assume Luke's also thereabouts.
Like,
Yeah. This place is generally built for the comfort of a smaller toon. Whoever was running around in here was distinctly not a small toon. This seems to be why the place, part of why it's as much of a mess as it is. Things are just knocked over because whoever was in here was big and just also didn't care much.
Right. Well, I think we can say which one of them came through here at least. He says as he picks up something that's been knocked over.
Yep. Yeah, and see, that's the funny thing. I just still don't understand the why if they already knew Jackie was here. Hops down with whatever was left from the shelf and is leafing through the papers left. Well, I mean, pretty well cleared out this section. It's hard to tell if they got to anywhere else in the office, but this... Yeah, being higher up, this seemed pretty tampered with. It's... Yeah, employment records from 2 years back. That's all gone. And Jackie's never been an employee here. Jackie's always been a guest.
Do you know anything about them that would let you guess what they might have been after?
I know the dog. Know of the dog. It's not good. You said whatever you'd heard of the family wasn't good? Well, the big pupper is the son of Jackie's previous employer, let's put it that way. So at least there's a connection there. Haven't got the gosh darnest idea about the penguin, though. Other than, well, I've never seen the penguin. Family issues?
Well, I'd been assuming Jackie was a penguin, so...
Yeah. Kind of like that one sort of bird director inland or whatever. It's like, apparently a bird.
Yeah, Luke is just giving you a completely blank look right there.
Yeah, it's just one person who does a whole bunch of movies. Haven't seen much of them. I'm mostly on the water, but Point is, this seems like a family issue overall, which, quite frankly, I thought I'd dealt with. I mean, I guess the other thing they could have been looking for was adoption papers. Oh shoot, the adoption papers. I think there's going to be another investigation to go looking for the official paperwork on that whole business.
All right.
Does Luke know what an adoption paper is?
He does not. He has no understanding of this. It's like, I don't know what that word is. Is it this? Is it this?
Just holding up various things and holding up for Abigail to see, and it's like, nope. Do you know what it is you're looking for?
Adoption paperwork?
Yeah, but do you know what that is? I'm starting to think you don't. 7.
He doesn't find it either. He's just staring at her. I don't even know what you're asking right now. Kind of staring.
All right, so when you're not born into a family, but everyone agrees that you would like to be a part of it anyway, legally, officially, then there's a process called adoption, which when you put in a bunch of paperwork and sign a whole bunch of stuff, means that you are now officially part of a new family. So Jackie became no longer... They have my last name now is the point. Jackie Atchison.
Go ahead and roll insight on that on Luke real quick.
Oh boy. 9?
It's not spectacular, but it's enough to tell that he's just like, wait, what? What? What?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. My family does it all the time. It's partially why the colony is so dang big.
That's something that you can do?
Oh, yeah. It's not even the hardest thing ever. I gripe about it just because well, being not someone like you, I'm not all too fond of paperwork, but it's actually quite a streamlined process in Ankwil just by nature of how we tend to be toons in general. Lots of found families and whatnot. And some people like to make it official in every sense of the word.
Of what?
Hmm? What?
The found family thing. What?
Ah, aha! And Abigail hops up to sit on the desk.
Oh no. He is engaged lecture mode.
He has. So, found family, found family. You know, I've never had to describe this. It's just always been a natural part of my life. But sometimes in your life and travels, you find people who, you know, you connect with. You do anything for them and just, you know, you love them. It's your friends and sometimes to the point of feeling like family. Found family is an overall term to sort of encompass that. And for some people, that does include, as with Jackie and I, official adoption. Does that make
Luke is
sense?
just staring at her, just like his mind has been blown right now. He does not. This is a thing. Oh my God, this is a thing.
Luke having a whole epiphany
He's having,
revelation right here.
he is. And he's just like he's just looking back at everyone he's ever known and being like, is that? Is that? Is that? I think
Abigail kind of waves a hand in front of Luke's face, just like, did I break you?
he does look kind of like he's been smacked by a 2x4 right now.
She's leaned
But
over to
he's
wave that hand in his face, and then kind of a look kind of spasms across her face, just like, right. Leans back, and she puts a hand over one of her arms, and she's casting something. And then takes a deep breath and seems to sit straighter.
I'm doing an insight on that.
Mm-hmm.
3.
19, hell yeah.
Nice.
Abigail this whole time has been looking kind of frazzled and haggard, and, you know, no one right now on this ship is nowhere remotely near their best.
No.
In any sense of the word.
No, this is just a disaster ship right now.
Everything is the worst at the moment. But this appears to be healing magic. And she sat up straighter. It's funny because it's not color returns to her, but color, a shading leaches out of her a bit. And that actually seems to be better. Her eye is clearer. She sits up straighter. And she is currently
Like you got all
wearing long sleeves.
like she got all the dust of something being erased off of her.
Actually,
Knocked
yeah, that's a
off.
good way of putting it. All right.
Are you all right?
I'm fit as I need to be.
Doesn't answer the question.
Are you all right? I don't know. How's Luke been doing currently missing, his
Oh,
crutch?
he's been doing terrible. He's he's spent a lot of time hanging out near walls and furniture just to prop himself up.
Yeah. Having become a bit more clear headed with that healing spell, she's now clocking, like, hey, wait a minute. That's probably not good. Turning the question around as you do, Uno reverse.
Oh no. Oh no.
Are you alright? Do you need healing? You better tell me now before I run out of spell slots for the day.
Well, I did tell Mac I would have this looked at. And he's actually not gesturing at his leg, that he's kind of pulling his shirt down collar down a little, and you get a good look at the uh moonbeam scar.
Ooh! Oh! I'm just like, what in the. Oh.
I I'm fairly sure I died at one point during all of that.
Yeah,
And,
that would do it. That does tend to scar.
so this is just scarring, not something I need to be concerned with.
I mean, just that look, probably, but it also doesn't mean you should not be concerned. For example, do you want it to heal faster, better? Just because it's scarred now doesn't mean it doesn't still hurt. You in pain?
He doesn't actually know how to answer that.
She kind of squints him. Are you in more pain than usual?
Ah, mm, not particularly. I don't think. He's actually having to stop and think about this now because you don't you some days are better than others, some days are worse than others, and you don't think about it like that
Hmm.
most of the time.
She kind of squints and goes, yeah, I mean, fair enough. Don't think about it too hard. Chronic pain can be like that. But I can pop a slot on that, but it probably won't make it go away, as it were, but it can speed up any of the last healing as a result. Sound good?
If you insist. And he's mostly just looking at her like, why on earth would you do that?
Well, that was a 14 insight, which
He's not hiding this. This is befuddlement. He does not understand.
it's like, hey, it's what I do. I'm a cleric, and I wouldn't call us enemies unless you insist on it, in which case, all right, I can do that. We can be enemies. But for the moment, any of my enemy is my friend. We have a common goal. Everyone needs to be in as tip-top shape as possible for getting Jackie back, so get over here.
He's looking even more confused right now, but he is going to hop limp over.
Yep. And she's going to do a Cure Wounds. 1d plus.
Oh dang.
So taking, 11 points healing and also, yeah, again, this scar isn't going to go away. It's probably now, I assume it's basically now a part of Luke's design.
Yeah. It is set there now.
Yeah, but
Set in ink.
lingering hurt on it, any lingering healing there, that's going to heal up. Scar will be there, but Luke feels better.
He does. He's still just sort of staring at her and rubbing at it like I don't get this, but thank you.
Abigail's kind of equally baffled by this point. Like, what's not to get?
Why you would have done that? It wasn't necessary. It was fine.
Plenty necessary. Like I said, everyone needs to be in as tip-top shape as possible. We might not get there fully, all of us, between all our resources and how fast I'd like us to work, but that's my job as a cleric. To make sure the team, and this is the team now, is in tip-top shape.
All right. He doesn't get it, but he'll run with it because it means something to Jackie. I mean, not Jackie, to Abigail.
And speaking of, for transparency's sake, speaking of that tip-top condition, I said Abigail was wearing full sleeves. It's basically a sweater that's been shrugged on over, her usual fluffy vest. And she's gonna wiggle. Yeah, she'll wiggle one arm out of there, and there's kind of a wincing as she does that. And yeah, Luke had seen her entire color brighten whiter. There is a spot on her arm which is quite darkened, and it's like a ring spreading out.
He has absolutely no idea what to make of this, but given the context, he's definitely assuming that this is not normal.
This is something, it's not a problem for now because I can keep it under control, but given time, this is why Jackie is in the state they're currently in. It's a condition particular to water spirits.
Wince, because you look nothing like Jackie.
No, I don't. And I guess this kind of inadvertently circles around to one of your original questions. The spiritual weapon spell. Spiritual guardians. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Jackie decided to, or ever got the chance to tell any of yous about a whole incident a bit back dealing with their family. During that whole hubbub, one of their parents reached out to me, and they're deceased, but what's left of them kind of gestures in the air vaguely. This is probably another term that will fly right over your head. Or maybe it won't. I don't know, no mans. Fusion?
You're right, this flies completely over my head.
Essentially, I kind of ended up absorbing what was left of Jackie's spirit parent. Just, we both agreed to it, well, Jackie and I did. The spirit and I did. I haven't quite known how to tell Jackie, but it's, it glances down at the arm. It's apparently enough to make me vulnerable to the same things they are. So that's why spirit guardians, guardian that shows up is the one I've, what's the word? Combined with, made a deal with, am connected to. Yeah, let's do that. Call it connected to.
there's a definite look of, oh, that's extremely messed up, but also but also maybe this is normal out here. So he's not gonna unpack that. Just we're not gonna unpack that.
Oh, it ain't normal. I, the player, can tell you that right now. This is not normal. This is
There's,
extremely rare.
there's so much there's so much messed up right there, but we don't have time to unpack all that.
Just throw the suitcase right out.
Yes. All right. So
So,
so the weapon was their parent, their original
yes.
parent, and you.
I mean, you're right in that there's not a ton of words for it.
He's having some thoughts and he's not sure how to word them because the closest he can think of is basically um if someone got redacted and
Ooh,
recycled and
ooh.
vaguely remembered what they were before.
Oh
Like
dear. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's having some issues with this, but also this no one's screaming right now, so this clearly isn't what's happening.
Luke, buddy.
So
Oh god.
he's trying not to freak a little on this. But
Uh,
moving past that.
moving past that. And Abigail kind of Abigail seems to consider this avenue of discussion, closed, sufficiently explained. Just peering at him, going, "What was? Do you have a name? What do people
I
call you?"
uh, Luke.
Hmm,
I go by Luke.
Luke. It's funny. I've never seen a nobody outside of No Man's.
Ah, go ahead and roll insight.
Abigail, please. She thinks
I
nothing is
want
wrong
you.
here. This is a simple statement of fact. Why would it ever be upsetting?
Oh dear. Yeah, that she sees nothing wrong. The viewer sees him just freeze, eyes wide, and just freeze. He's he's very, very frightened right now.
Oh no. And Abigail just prattles on because this is just fact. It's like, not that I know much about how nobodies work, but, I didn't think none ever left the island, which is interesting, but yeah, you're here now. And, you know, like I said, I don't know, I just make deliveries. I mean, who knows? I could have been talking to the same nobody every single time I was there. They all look the same. And then kind of notices that Luke hasn't done anything, just snaps a finger in his face. Still in there?
Hey, go ahead and roll like perception on him real quick. And if it's bad, roll. Oh no, it's good.
Take
Yeah,
that 25.
yeah. You're actually looking at him, and he doesn't look like all the others. He's noticeably different.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's the leg. Is there anything else?
No, it's just the leg, but the
Mm-hmm.
leg is enough to be a big deal.
Big aberration. Abigail might not have an idea of how big a deal it actually is. It's different, that's for sure. But no, she's not aware of how No Man's works sort of internally and the, how do we call it, society there.
Yeah, the pecking order, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's he's still just sort of frozen.
Did I break you? What's going on here? It continues, just another snap of the fingers in the face. Hey, come on. Hey, Luke, Luke, talk to me.
He's, okay, I'm gonna reroll that. He's actually gonna try and bolt.
Oh,
And he's not getting far because again,
leg.
leg and also this place is a disaster,
Just
but he
getting out
is
of the singular
trying.
room is going to be an ordeal. So I think roll like dex with disadvantage.
Okay. Not even spectacular at that. A 7.
7. Uh, yeah, Luke doesn't even quite make it out of the room before just steps bad on a bunch of loose leaf, falls on his face. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry.
Mm.
And Abigail's
He's
fluttering down after him because, hey, what's this?
I think that he's honestly just trying to blend in with the paperwork right now. Just like
T-pose and vanish.
pretty much. I am one with the paperwork. I am one with part of the paperwork, part of the crew.
Part of the paper, part of the ship.
Yeah.
Is this working or is this just his hope?
I I think it's mostly just, oh God, please, hope, not actually something that's gonna work.
In my head, the visual is just he's on top of this sea of paper and then he starts slowly sinking into it.
Pretty much, yeah. I, goodbye, cruel
Burrow
world.
away and never be seen.
Yes.
Abigail, meanwhile, is fluttered down and is kind of just has ended up in the doorway looking down and like, do you need a crutch?
Burrows a little faster.
Just gonna do another insight. Hey, there we go. 21.
Yeah, yeah. With that one, you can definitely tell he's freaking out. Like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh
Okay.
God.
Okay. Hey. I guess that's okay, so you don't like being called I take it no one knows? No one else knows? I mean, that makes sense. Reclusive lot you are. So if it's a secret, I can keep secret.
He has stopped. Is listening very intently right now. Let me think. I think that's better than a 10. That'll do it. He's kind of he's kind of peeking his head up like a groundhog or something right now. Like squint. Sus.
All right.
Sus
So that
you.
does interest you. All right. A secret it is. My beak is sealed.
You really wouldn't tell.
Well, I don't see why it has to be anyone's business, frankly. I just, you know, I guess I forget that the only reason I would know is because I do deliveries to that island sometimes. So, I don't know your reasons, but they're probably good.
You could say that.
Head tilt. You on the run? It's alright if
Yes.
you're on the run, you know. It's frankly a little surprising how often that happens on this ship.
It's actually surprisingly reassuring.
Mm-hmm. It's
But
quite often it's stowaways, yeah, people who just need to get somewhere and not be caught at it. Not your case, obviously, but the point is, I do know how to keep a secret.
thank you.
If it needs to be, because you seem a little twitchy around me, it could be a pinky promise. Up to you.
I think he's squinting again because that doesn't really make sense. What does that have to do with anything?
Pinky promise means like, you know, you hook your pinkies, you make your promise, and it makes it a super, super binding promise. Story goes, if you break it, you lose your pinky. It's mostly to scare little kids, but you know, it means the person
So,
means it.
somewhat more binding than a contract.
Yeah, it is actually a bit like an unofficial magical contract.
All right. That's actually exactly what he needed to be said.
Contracts and business and paperwork.
He gets those. He
He knows what those
understands
are.
that.
So Abigail does indeed. She's going to hold out a pinky. Crouch down on the ground and hold it out.
Scooch semi upright from the buried in paperwork and hooks the pinky.
All right. Now, I promise that I won't tell anyone where you come from or what you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And she gives one definitive shake of the pinkies. It is done.
And that is a massive, massive weight off of his back right now.
Abigail
He's just
sits back, and I'm actually going to have her roll a history on something, because something she talked about recently might spark something. Where's your history? Uh-huh. You know what? There's kind of two things, so we'll do another one. Spurred is so many brain cells, you guys. It's an 11 and a 10.
they're all occupied. They're all occupied right now.
They're all occupied right now. But she's
So
going. So
what
mhm.
what's she trying to remember?
Brain cogs are going. One was, it seemed like she was talking recently about people on the run, and her brain, something in her gut intuition seems to be trying to connect that to what's happened in the office, but it's not, it's not quite clicking. The general concept of people being on the run, the fact that employment records for the last 2 years were yoinked, there's something isn't quite clicking in there. Not at this very moment, not yet. It'll probably sit in the back of her mind and stew until suddenly she's like, wait a second. The other, the 10, was she's thinking back on Leeds again, and she has sat back. She's fully sat on the ground. She's muttering under her breath. Okay, so the dog came through. She's now thinking out loud. So the people came was dog, son of the mother pecker, who was keeping Jackie for all those years, so they're family. Came with a penguin. Never seen before, don't know the penguin, but Jackie's also a penguin. Family matters. We need to see if there's a ship called the Barker nearby. Because if they caught Jackie, that's where we gotta search.
Luke's mostly just sitting here being Abigail's rubber duck.
Exactly. That's exactly his function right now.
Yes.
And Abigail herself seems to perk up and brighten at having, aha, a course of action. Everything's been spinning around in her head, and like maybe it's taking a while for things to connect because she's injured. She's now, kind of permanently sick until this whole pollution swirl thing is dealt with. It's been a long night. And also, general parental distress. But she has the idea for a plan of action now.
Most excellent. She perks up and Luke is kind of perking, like, action we can take.
Action. It's basically just like point Luke in a direction and Luke will go.
Pretty much.
Ah, yes. My attack accountant.
Oh, God.
Is that not what he is? It's
He is! Terrible!
Behold, my attack accountant.
Oh, that's delightful.
Oh, it is. And she is bursting to her feet in a fit of energy, which she's still riding the high of that last lesser restoration that she did on herself. And she's leaping up on the desk to grab, throwing a bunch of things everywhere because she needs to dig to get it, but she's got some, what looks like charts there, and she's like, all right, clear space, going up on deck. It's not raining? Yeah. It's starting to get light out? Yeah. Long night. All right. Gonna chart out where it could possibly be. I know their general speed, and then, ooh, with light, you could see what's up. And she's just muttering to herself and quickly waddling off.
Luke is just sitting there for a minute because, okay.
A lot happens. Everything happens so much all the time.
Okay, we're doing things. We're doing things! And he scrambles. Just scrambles up and scrambles out the door. And he is hopping around after Abigail.
And do you or Luke have anything else?
Nothing that I can think of how to put in right now.
Tentative truce reached.
Yes, we are on the same side. You're not gonna turn me in and get me killed. We're all good here.
Abigail likes to think she has a good track record of not turning people in and getting them killed.
This is important.
She has a healthy list of people that has not happened to.
This is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's all good.
They
all right. I think that
successfully reached some kind of agreement.
Luke no longer is going to kill Abigail at the moment. But all right, I think that might be it. Oh, thank you very much, Dawn.
Thank you. This was just so much fun.
Just the two of them being very confused at each other.
confused and suspicious as all hell.
Oh dear. All right, I'm gonna stop my recording. Bye, everyone.
Yes. Take care. Bye.